Thanks for sticking around during the ads. Please feel free to click on the icons shown to be taken to areas where you can help us. All links will be below for mobile and other users.
Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett and I'm the founder and owner of TechViewSnap, and today we are going to cover another Android tutorial. This is a fairly basic one, but it might come in handy to many people, especially as time goes by. And there's multiple ways of doing this particular one, but I'm going to show you Google's method. But anyways, as far as this goes, it is image buttons, how they work, and some other stuff. So let's go in and show you an example. So realistically, one thing I wanted people to do when they use this application, the Beekeeper tool application, is where they can actually get a list of images of the pest. And that way they can actually go and, say, oh, I got that, and then they get more information. So what happens, and I kind of went a little too quick there, but basically what happens there is we get a image, and there needs to be some type of indication for the person to click the image. So that's where we got this, the text. And as normal, we have something separating area, a scrolling area. And we're going to get to something that we didn't get before, which is margins. I should have got that into that and buttons, but yeah. And also we're going to get a little bit on the layout. But we got the image button, the text, and then some space, and so on. So as far as the image button, what happens? Well, you click the image or the image button and it does whatever you want it to do, like a regular button. The only difference is it's an image. It doesn't have text. Now, can you take a regular button and make it into the image button? Yes. Why did they add this on top? I don't know. But I don't know. There might be an actual legit reason, but I can't think of one. But anyways, I obviously already have this stuff coded in, so let me go and show you the stuff. So what you will need is the pictures. So for example, like that, and make sure they're correct all through. And make that smaller. And going into here, what do we have? We have, again, the layouts, the text, the click here, blah, 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 a separator bar, scroll view, and their layout within scroll view, so things are set up right. The image button, text, image button, text, and you might say, well, hold on a second. This is the image button, or this is something, and you got nothing between here and the top. Why is there a gap? And that's the margin that I'm going to talk about in a second. But anyways, when you go into the XML side of it, and by the way, to get the site to hit preview on Android Studios. When you go into the XML side of things, let's go into the image button. So what we have here, and you might notice this looks pretty freaking similar to a regular button. And basically we have the ID, like everything else. We have to put in the background. I don't know why this isn't in by default, but you have to put in Android background and then name the background. Kind of like what we did before with the button looks for these. Which, by the way, again, I'll have in GitHub, so you can actually go ahead and take all the images you want. Let's go back into this one. And because I don't want the text to be centered on tablets, I mean, I might change that, but because I really don't want the text to be centered, but the buttons to be centered, I am having it where Android layout and gravity, and then put centered, and then the margin at the top is 50. So basically it says it will separate itself from anything that's above it by 50 dp. So what do I mean that I want the button to be centered but not the text? Well, let's change this to tablet. Give it a second or two. Try to pick a tablet. There we go. So one thing you notice here, let's see if we can is the design of it. It's the buttons are in the center and the text is over here. We can switch and we can see it stays in the center and the buttons or the text stay over here. And for me, it looks a little bit better. There's a little bit more that needs to be done, but for the most part, to me, that looks a little bit better. And with the spacing, it doesn't look as cramped. And we'll get more into layouts in one of the next videos. But for the most part, that's what the margin does. It spaces it out. Then when you do the layout gravity on the actual button or text versus the entire layout, it just moves that over to the center or wherever it may be. So as far as the Java side of things, the functional side of things, you have to identify it. So just like a regular button, you have to identify it. Then below here, you have to go and it's pretty much what you literally can do is, let's see if I can find I think it's this. So what you literally can do is copy and paste this. In fact, that's what I did, is you can copy and paste this entire thing. And what you can do is just paste it in there. Make sure that you change that part. If you want to change, let's see if I can find it, the intents, then you can. You don't have to. But make sure that you change this to say which one of these it's associated with, and change the website it goes to. So what you saw before with this links it over to a YouTube video. Android, what it has on it is, if it recognizes that you're going to YouTube, it's just going to ask you, do you want to watch this in YouTube or do you want to put this on the browser? Because if you have YouTube installed, there's no reason for you to just go to the browser when you're just watching something on YouTube. So it'll just take you over to YouTube if you give it that permission. Whereas something like this, because it's not YouTube, if you have Wikipedia, I believe it'll try to open up that, but I'm not 100% sure. Some applications will do that, but for the most part, it'll try to bring up the stuff in a browser as you've seen. So it's pretty simple, and it'll bring up that exact thing in the browser itself. It's up to the website itself to detect if you're mobile or not. In this case, Wikipedia can tell if you're mobile or not. So that's pretty cool in itself. Now, again, you can actually tell it to go on any website you want. Just keep in mind the same restrictions that you get on a regular computer, the same restrictions that you get here, login and all the other stuff. But anyways, that's pretty much about it. Like I said, I don't really know why they added both a image button and just a regular button. If it was me, and it's not a big deal, but if it was me, I would just add a regular button, and that way you throw an image on it, like you've seen on these. Try to push this back to the smaller size, and that's pretty much all it is. All you have to do is just take the text out, and boom, you got an image button. So I'm not really sure why they added that, but in case if you're wondering, how to use it and everything, that's how. But anyways, this has been CreatBandit, found on ArmorTech Nope, and hopefully you found this helpful. And if you have, then please like, please subscribe, and please share. And if you don't like this, go ahead and leave a dislike and tell me why so I can fix it in future videos. Also, please feel free to tell me what you want to be in the next video. But again, this has been CreatBandit, found on ArmorTech Nope, and hope you have a great day.